Hello, Cancer. So I started your reading and then something happened with the recording and it stopped. So here I am, restarting the reading, but I'm still keeping the cards. So with this being your monthly reading for April, I am doing it a little bit differently than I usually do the weekly reading. So I pull 4 cards from the Everyday Witch Tarot. One card represents each week of the month. And then I'm pulling 2 cards from my Native American tarot deck to clarify each week to go a little bit more in depth. And then I will be pulling 2 messages from the universe, and then also 2 crystal grid oracle messages as well. So what I have pulled for you was the 8 of Cups for week 1, the Queen of Pentacles for week 2, the Wheel of Fortune for week 3, and the 8 of Wands for week 4. And what I find interesting about this spread here is that you've got an 8 with the 8 of Cups in the first week and an 8 of Wands in the fourth week here. So you're definitely dealing with power and movement right now. And let's move into your first week here, especially with the idea of movement. But the 8 of Cups here shows you in this first week walking away from something, making a choice to walk away from something. And what I had pulled for this was two knights, which is I found very, very, very interesting. Okay, you've got the Knight of Swords and the Knight of Pentacles, and the Knight of Swords is acting on some sort of information that you've received swiftly, and it seems as though this information has something to do with your stability, your security, maybe your finances, especially with it being the number 8. 8 is the number of abundance as well. And so, yeah, so for week 1, it just looks like you're walking away from something that you have to make a choice that affects just basically your stability, making moves, making choices. In your second week here, we've got the Queen of Pentacles. And the Queen of Pentacles is a person who is sure of themselves, has made choices surrounding stability, which, you've got your Knight of Pentacles, which it's very interesting and fitting because with your Knight of Pentacles being in week 1, and then we're going into week 2 here with the Queen of Pentacles, which is that next step up in the court cards as far as status or how you're getting things done. So that's showing some progression there. And clarifying that is the 8 of Swords, which interestingly enough, so that's 3 8s that we have out of the 4 8s in the deck here, or that you could have in a reading. And sorry, sometimes words escape me because I get really excited. So 3 8s in this reading. So this is definitely April is all about power and movement. So you are making big choices, and it just proves to me that you're making big choices because next to this 8 of Swords, you've got the World. And the World is the last card in the major arcana. That's the end of a cycle. That's embracing your power and, getting on the back of that turtle and harnessing, whatever the world has for you. So you are ending a cycle here. The 8 of Swords is when you're spending a lot of time overthinking things and you're in your head and you're stopping yourself from moving forward. And this just clarifies to me that Queen of Pentacles energy, the Queen of Pentacles doesn't allow that. So when you're in this second week here, you're coming into an energy of, I'm done overthinking and I'm ready to end this cycle. And I think it's coming from feeling empowered about the choices that you're making to move forward in your life. And so the next card here, week 3, we have the Wheel of Fortune. Okay, the Wheel of Fortune, you have to turn the wheel, right? You have to take that chance to end the cycle. So you have to spin the wheel. And sometimes, when we spin the wheel, it doesn't turn in our favor, but the wheel is always turning. So the thing you have to realize is that At any moment in time, the wheel could spin and it's not in your favor. You're not always going to be on the top of your game, but the wheel is always going to spin. The world is always going to turn. So if you don't take chances and don't make changes, then when the wheel spins, nothing new is going to come for you, right? You're not going to find anything new from spinning the wheel if you're not making the changes. So I'm going to get 2 cards to clarify, because that's kind of where I left off when the video kind of stopped on me. 2 cards to clarify the wheel. Okay, we've got 1, which is the Ace of Cups. Okay, I like that. I like that a lot. Because the aces are all about new beginnings, and the cups are about, they do have to do with love. That's the love, but also emotions, right? Let's pull 1 more card. Here it is. And then we've got the 4 of Cups with this, okay? The Ace of Cups and the 4 of Cups. So this is a lot of emotion here. And I will say, since we're talking about new beginnings, and this is a little bit differently, usually the 4 of Cups, it just says the 4 of Cups on it. But my Native American Tarot deck, it does show a pregnant Indian woman, and it does say pregnancy. So this doesn't necessarily mean a pregnancy, but it can mean a pregnancy. So that's why I feel compelled to bring that up to you. But the that could definitely be taking a chance and making a choice to have a child with someone. But also new ideas, right? And expressing yourself creatively. That could be something too, taking a chance on a creative project, something that really fulfills you. That's also something that you could be working towards or working on. And it could stem from these decisions that you're making in the beginning of the month. It's just leading you on this path where you can express yourself, or you can make choices. You can spin the wheel and, take a chance, because, this is what this is saying. Like, new beginnings here. The end of the cycle, the end of, negative things will bring on new good things. But also, just to caution you too, the 4 of Cups is an energy of stagnation. Like, you're sitting on something, you're holding on to something too tight. So I think that's even more of a reason for you to take a chance, because this is telling you possibly you're holding on to something too tight and you need to let go, and you need to take a chance and spin the wheel and see what new things come your way. And then in the 4th week, we've got the 8 of Wands. Okay. And that's, the 8 of Wands is always a flurry, I would say, of activity, of energy, of movement towards something. The Wands are fast movement. Okay. Wow. Cancer. We have the Tower just showed up for me here. So there is something that's happening. There is let me pull another card here before I say anything more. So the 7 of Swords. All right. So 7 of Swords is always, it's like a deception, self-deception. Sometimes when you don't want to look at everything in the picture, in the scheme of things. And with the Tower here, right? The Tower and the 7 of Swords, this is, something, you're going to come to a realization about something, possibly an awakening. The Tower doesn't always mean something bad, but, very quickly you're going to realize what it is that's holding you back because of these steps that you're taking. And, I'm just looking at, I'll show you what I'm looking at here. So you see how she's like, holy crap, holy shit, holy fuck, whatever you want to say. She's like, oh, wow. All of a sudden, something crazy happened, and a tower fell down. There's something in your life that is disassembling, and it's going to make you see. because the Seven of Swords is kind of like you're fooling yourself. Maybe there's something in your life that you're just not wanting to believe, that you're refusing to see a certain side of it. Maybe you're only seeing a side of a situation that you want to see, the gentler side, the side that doesn't hurt as much. But this is saying to me that you're working toward being less deceived by things, and seeing things for what they actually are. That's what that tower is. That's you suddenly being like, oh, okay, now I see this for what it is, and I see where I need to go and what direction I need to go in. This is kind of like a definitely, I wouldn't feel threatened by this tower. A lot of times people feel scared when they see a tower showing up in their reading, but a lot of the times a tower, this tower right here, the reason I don't fear it is because it's definitely self-made. It's something that you're not seeing. It's something that you're refusing to see. It's something you don't want to deal with, and you need to. I think the universe is going to make you deal with whatever it is. And so the first message that I got, I love this one. Happiness is my birthright. Okay? Happiness is my birthright. It's okay to be happy. You're allowed to be happy. You don't have to earn that. Right? Okay. And then obstacles are detours in the right direction. Obstacles are detours in the right direction. So anything that comes your way that feels difficult, that seems rough, that maybe you're like, oh my God, I just don't know if I can do this. I don't know if I can deal with this. I don't want to face this. Like, when you face it and when you deal with it, it's going to be gone. It's going to be out of your way. You won't have to deal with it ever again. And then something new is going to come in, and something's going to steer you in the right direction when you get rid of whatever that is. Let's draw 2 crystal oracles for you. Compassion. Okay. Compassion. So Cancers, have compassion for yourself like you have compassion for everyone else. You guys are like the moms of the zodiac. You love and care for others, but for some reason you don't care about yourself. Sometimes you have that like self-deprecating behavior, like you don't think highly of yourself, but you are very quick to think highly of others. And then courage, okay? Courage. Having the courage to face whatever it is that's in your way and to knock it down so that you can invite new things into your life. That's going to make it better for you. So I hope this helped, Cancers. Thank you so much.